Good morning, Naledi, and to our viewers. Certainly, we just spoke to the reinstated Tshwane Mayor. Rather, he addressed the media. It was very brief, just him telling us that he is back in his position, and his priority is to make sure that the affairs of the city, which is, of course, service delivery, needs to be prioritized. Essentially, just telling us that there is a lot happening. Also, breaking his silence on the controversy around his insolvency clearance certificate that he has since handed over to the city manager. You know, the controversy around the fact that he was disqualified earlier this week, that less than 7 days after being, of course, voted into power as mayor, he was then removed. That linked to his 2016 insolvency status. The city then, of course, gave him time to provide proof that he had been rehabilitated. He failed to meet the deadline, and that led to him being removed. As you would know, that it is unconstitutional for anyone who has been declared insolvent to, of course, hold a public office. And it was on the basis of that law-binding rule that the city manager found it fit to act immediately. Of course, disqualified him, informed the IEC of the vacancy, the COPE seat, of course, PR seat that had been left open in the Tshwane Council. But upon him, of course, providing the rehabilitation certificate yesterday, he got his position back. But Naledi, he is back in his position, but a big storm brewing now here in the capital city, that being the fact that many of the parties, including the DA, are questioning the validity of his clearance certificate. They are asking, is it legal? They're saying there are so many things that they are doubting on this particular certificate. They feel that it is not authentic, so they are calling for a full-scale investigation into this particular certificate that the mayor has handed in. And he just talked about that as well. He's saying that his legal team is handling that. He's also saying that everybody who is so obsessed with this, in particular the opposition, the multi-party coalition, even the media, needs to wait for the courts to do their job. But I'm also joined here by the ANC. Judge Makwarela joins me right now, who wants to also, add his voice. There's a lot happening, and everybody is literally left confused. We are all on tenterhooks. One day we've got a mayor, then he is back, then he is removed, and then he's back again. And now we're hearing that his insolvency clearance certificate might be fake. Everybody's concerned. We're hearing the threats that come next week he might be removed again. As the ANC, where do you find yourself in this? You voted for the man. You actually gave him the majority of votes in council.
Look, Patricia, of key importance to ourselves as the ANC is to preserve our own reputation. So we don't want to be entangled into this lot of things. Our main issue is about service delivery. And we supported Dr Makwarela on the basis that he was a councillor, he was a speaker before. And now there's a lot of things that are coming into light. And we have requested the city manager to do verification of the certificate, to check as to whether the certificate itself of rehabilitation is authentic or not. So that's where we are as the African National Congress.
But as the ANC, are you not concerned about your own reputation around all of this? Because you were very instrumental in voting him in, and now you are looking after your own reputation.
Look, that man has been a speaker for over a period of a year. He has been a councillor, so it's not up to us to check as to whether the guy is authentic or not. I mean, it's about 8 parties, including the ANC. So we came in there to support them, because the first thing that we wanted to show as the ANC is that it's not about ourselves. Look, we are the major shareholder in council, but we have decided to give smaller parties an opportunity to help us in ensuring that the services are provided to our own people. So at all material time, the ANC will preserve its own reputation. And we supported him on the basis that the guy was clean. And if there are issues that are coming out of light, obviously, if they are of concerning nature, we'll have concern.
Are you in conversation with the Tshwane Mayor, Dr Makwarela? Have you at least have a heart-to-heart with him to find out where does he find himself in the storm? What is really happening behind the scenes? Has he opened up to you?
Yes, definitely we are. Even last night we had a meeting with him because as the major shareholder, if there are issues that are coming up, we have to sit one-on-one with him just to check as to whether what we are getting through grapevine is true or not. And he, even last night, he said to us, the certificate of rehabilitation is authentic. That is what he said to us. And we don't have any reason to doubt what he was saying. But for us, what is important is that the city manager must do his work. He must verify that that certificate of rehabilitation to check its authenticity. And if it's not authentic, we have no option but to denounce it publicly, because we are an organization of reputation. We take ourselves very serious. We cannot allow ourselves to be entangled into the matter.
The possibility of a new mayor also now is on the table. The possibility of going back to council and starting that grueling process of nominating and electing a new mayor. That's another issue that we also now have to ponder on, as the other issue is obviously still boiling on the other side. What does that mean for the ANC?
Well, where we are, the city has the mayor until we get a feedback from the city manager, from his lawyers. We need to know the truth. And as soon as the truth is known, we'll formulate a clear position in terms of where we are moving.
There are also allegations, concerns that this might be a political smear campaign against the mayor, that there are certain individuals, certain parties that are sabotaging him. They're trying to discredit him, assassinate his political career. Are you perhaps knowledgeable about this? How do you view this? Obviously, we don't have proof of it, but we're hearing these stories, the opinions.
Well, we are not there. Where we are right now is the certificate to be checked and proved as to whether the certificate is fine. If the certificate is fine, there's no issue. Whether there's smear campaign or whatever, I mean, it's neither here nor there. What is important for us is for the certificate to be authentic. Once the certificate is authentic, we are able to move to formulate the executive to start doing the work. That's where we are.
Is there a time frame? Are you guys looking at a time frame by which this needs to be done? Because it's actually something that needs to be done by yesterday. The affairs of the city are hanging in the balance. There's a lot that needs to be happen. A lot of documents that need to be signed off, the executive that needs to be appointed and sworn in, and all of this is not happening. Service delivery is getting compromised. Is there a timeline that you can give to the people of Tshwane that we're giving the city manager or whoever 5 days, 3 days, and this investigation must be concluded so that we can get to the bottom of what's happening here?
Well, between now and Monday, everything should have been concluded. Remember, we have been moving up and down about these issues for some time. And we also have the adjustment budget that need to be passed before the end of the month. So we need to organize ourselves. We are very serious as the ANC, because what is key for us is to ensure that the people get services. So this up and downs is not assisting us as the organization. Remember, we are the major shareholder in this council. We should be very much concerned.
Thank you so much there. The ANC's Dr Makwarela. There are a lot of strong words from him, and you can see that, of course, this whole saga around the Tshwane Mayor is invoking a lot of emotional reactions. It's just one of those situations that does not have a conclusion. Just as we think that this is the end, the affairs of the city can now start, and service delivery can now be prioritized. We find ourselves at yet another scandal, another political impasse situation that is playing out. And the big question is, how long will this investigation take? Some saying that it's actually something that can be done within a day. It's really just finding the judge that signed off that rehabilitation certificate. He can verify, or she can verify, whether it is indeed their signature on that, and it can actually be resolved within hours. It does not need to drag on, as long as we are seeing now. Of course, some are saying that they are going to head to the police, open cases there against the mayor. We are waiting to see which political party will actually be the first to do so. We've been hearing the threats. We've also spoken to the EFF, another political party that has been instrumental in voting in Tshwane Mayor Murunwa Makwarela. And the EFF has also cautioned, calling for patience, saying that the necessary investigations need to be done before any action is taken here, calling for a full investigation into this rehabilitation certificate, saying that the mayor cannot be removed until this matter is concluded within the right channels of the law. Of course, we'll try and see if we can get the EFF and maybe the Congress of the People, COPE as well, to react on these latest developments. For now, we toss it back to studio.